Hey guys, welcome back to Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. In this part, we start Chapter 4, which is, for a handful of reasons, probably one of the most divisive and controversial chapters in the entire game.
What's controversial?
Oh no, once we get
word.
to the second half of Chapter 4, there's definitely controversy, but we'll get to that one.
That coin had 4 sides.
Dang, you took my fucking topic of discussion, you fucking ninja.
That coin had 4 sides.
It's a magic video game
It's a magic-
coin.
Chapter 4, 4 sides. Number 4, 4 is death. This chapter reeks of death. It's all major conspiracy.
I thought 13 was death.
No, 4 is death.
It's in Japan, 4 is death.
4 is death.
Yeah. I don't know why it is. I think
Japanese-made game. Italian plumber.
I don't know if places in Japan will do the thing that a lot of American buildings will do, where they skip floor 4. Like some places will skip floor 13. I'm not sure. Oh no.
This is a very effective, in my opinion, an effective way of making, something jarring. Being cursed in Paper Mario is not only being turned into a pig, but a 3-dimensional pig.
Oh yeah. And it's done in such a way that it doesn't hog all the spotlight either.
Yes, we noticed that, Ted.
Okay, I'm done. But yeah, Twilight Town, I think, is sincerely, aesthetically and thematically, those are different. I'll explain why later. I think is one of the best chapters in the game. I love how spooky this place is. It is, I think, like, it's, I know that, like, kind of traditional spooky is like, ooh, dark houses, dark skies, empty trees, stuff like that. But not just, from, like, the visuals of this place, which is, a lot darker than most stuff we see in Mario games. But just the way that everybody talks, too, everybody's really depressed in Twilight Town. Really, really depressed. And there's a lot of different, even when you fix everybody's problems, everybody's kind of got a very, like, oh no, kind of Eeyore type vibe to the way that they're talking, and it
Thanks for noticing.
maybe not quite Eeyore, but you do a really good Eeyore, by the way, Ryan. But
thanks.
but it's just it legitimately kind of gives a very mellow, in kind of like a jarring kind of way, tone to the entire place.
It's like an exaggerated Termina from Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I think so.
Right down to the chiaroscuro art design.
And the gigantic moon.
Yeah, and the gigantic moon. No face though. So
oh yeah,
it can't be all bad.
Oh yeah, like this too. This woman actually has a really sad backstory in one of the Trouble Center missions. I believe her and the barkeeper in Rogueport used to have a thing, and she like found another. It's really sad, actually. That's one of the saddest parts of the game. But you can actually do something where you give her any food. I gave her a dried shroom just because I'm a dick. You get a shooting star in return. But here's the thing, by giving her food, you trigger the bell ringing and her turning into a pig, leaving these kids all alone. So playing the game again, it might actually be nicer to not give the mom anything, so that the kids have a parent. It's kind of dark in that way.
Wait, aren't you going to fix the curse anyway?
Yeah, you are, but like, it's still,
you don't know that.
You're still freaking out those kids. The psychological wounds will never heal. Also, yeah, so it's kind of like that again. They don't shy away from the humor either. Like, they've got this point where like this woman's husband's been turned into a pig, and then like which is sad, but then she'll keep on rambling on, which is supposed to be a joke. So they don't like shy away from the humor aspects of it too. So it's not like completely like depressing out of nowhere. It's like, because this game still has the same sort of writing style, but it's just...
Oh, now Mario's just being a dick. Yoshi didn't fall asleep this time.
Yeah. See, it happens a lot in this game, so...
My husband's a pig. Oh, he got flicked by the curse too? No, he's a fucking pig.
Oh wait, so hold on a moment. Isn't pig a status effect in a Final Fantasy game?
4.
4, yeah.
Final
so
Fantasy 4.
There is a pig. There is pig status in this game. I lied.
But it didn't make it 3-dimensional.
Was it a pig, or was it just something that looked like a pig, but was
No, it was
called
pig.
something else?
It was called. You even had a spell called Piggy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I actually need to play through Final Fantasy IV properly now.
It's like the precursor to the imp status.
Yeah.
Yeah, Imp was what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
There's like 3 different statuses in Final Fantasy IV that'll change your enemies into something. There's Frog, Pig, and Mini, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't really blame people for mixing up one of them or anything.
Yeah, I want to play Final Fantasy IV, but something about the way its party structure works kind of turns me off of it.
Oh,
the way they cycle through as you go through the game, and you don't get to keep anyone.
Well,
Not even Dark Knight Cecil from the beginning of the game.
Well, you do get a key. Well, once you get to like the second half of the game, like certain you'll get Rosa back, and then she'll just stay with you. But although, again,
Yeah,
I think it's Edge
Rosa,
is the only
Kain, Edge,
and
Rydia. And Rydia.
Yeah, but I like how I kind of like it because it means that there's always variety in the dungeons while still keeping the areas linear and polished, which I think works.
Yeah, but they did the same thing, keeping like the same party throughout all of Final Fantasy V. So
I don't. Well, I'd say play the PSP version. I would also say that
I already know what version I'm going to play. I'm going to play the Steam version because I bought it this week.
well, the PSP version at the end of the game, since like all of your party members don't really die, at the end of the game you can switch up whatever party members you want. So, yeah.
Yeah, the post game stuff. That's I think it's a direct port of the Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah, but
maybe.
yeah, except without all the glitches. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually remade the After Years to go with the Steam port.
Oh wait,
I was actually kind of impressed that they did that.
Wait, I thought the Steam port was the DS port of the game.
Yeah, it is. They remade the After Years to go with the Steam port.
So
they made a DS 3D style version of the After Years.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a standalone game on Steam. You can go get it if you want to play
We
through it
still
that way.
don't have a 5 or 6 remake.
No, that's because
well, technically we have Bravely Default, so a 5 remake is unnecessary now.
well, yeah, but as far as I'm aware, you don't have to replay the same 4 bosses at the end of the game 6 times in Final Fantasy V. So, I mean, and this is coming from a guy who loves Bravely Default, so, I'm not trying to shit on that game too much, but...
Yeah.
And to be fair, John Nomura said after revealing the Final Fantasy VII Remake, he is interested in doing 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Words!
Well, they already have a perfectly good Magitech armor model.
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna...
Hey, this is from 14!
They're not gonna do it on consoles. If they're gonna remake 5 and 6, they're gonna do it on handhelds. That's
actually,
my prediction.
I'm sure they'll do that for 5, but when it comes to 6, they've been milking 6 a lot in the nostalgia sense lately. Type 0 has Magitech armor and Magicite, and Final Fantasy 15 has Magitech armor and Magicite. Oh, and guess what else has Magitech armor? Final Fantasy 14. So, a lot of Magitech flying around. I wonder if it's a sign.
Maybe. Oh, I should not have eaten that sushi.
Stay fresh.
I get... Yeah, the dizzy status, I believe, like, occasionally...
Run away!
Yeah,
Run away!
their actions will occasionally be swapped with other actions, I think is how it works. So, like, I was trying to switch to a character that didn't have dizzy, and they just made me run away. I forgot that happened, actually. But
now you got the curse.
Yeah, well, they're actually doing something. They increased my coin tally, so okay. It did something.
At least that's something beneficial.
Yeah, something. I mean, I don't need coins, but they're nice to have, and they're shiny, and they make a nice noise. So, like, I'll take it. Hyper Goombas are in this area. I can't remember. No, there's Hyper Clefts later in the forest. They work pretty much exactly like they worked in Paper Mario in that they'll charge up and do a ton of damage if they hit you with that charged attack. The scary thing about Hyper Goombas in this game, though, is that the first couple of times you run into them, you don't have access to your party member that'll allow you to dodge any attack. So they're actually a lot more of a threat at the beginning of the chapter than they are in the first Paper Mario, because you get Bo before you even see a Hyper Goomba in that game, and it really doesn't end up being that big of an issue. So, like, here, I don't really have any safe way to take care of these guys. Oh, wait, I can gulp, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm
You know
going to
what?
do.
You didn't switch the party member out, realized you had the wrong one, and then immediately swapped it out for someone else. That's me every 3 battles in Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, that's, that's why I love the quick change badge, because I can have a very versatile party that'll allow me to do whatever I need. Like there, if I didn't have the quick change badge on, I'd be fucked. So
Yeah, it's just in Final Fantasy X, you start to get into this automatic rhythm of swapping every party member in a certain order for every battle, because everyone has to spend at least one turn defending every fight so that they get the experience points. But then when you get to a boss fight, you just autopilot your way into switching the wrong person in by accident, and yeah.
Ooh.
does switching a party member in Final Fantasy X take a turn?
No, you can just keep doing it until you
Okay.
actually do something.
So it'd be like so you could have like Titus and Waka like tag in and out over and over again, and then Jack will just be standing there. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Yeah. So anyway, you need to find the storehouse key in order to get in here, and you also need to find the black key in the shed in the room, I think, right outside the town in order to open up this chest. So you have to backtrack out over to the room with the log, and then back to Twilight Town. So again, like this is pretty backtrack-tastic of a chapter. Like. Again, the game is pretty backtracky just in general, but I think aside from the General Light side quest in Chapter 7, this is the worst of it in the entire game. But thankfully, I can edit it all out, so yay.
Yeah, for commentary reasons, it's not going to seem that bad, but it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it gets really annoying until you actually get into the thick of the forest, because that area is a lot more annoying. Like, for at least in the Twilight Fields kind of area, it's pretty easy to dodge all the enemies there, so it's not like you have to work too hard to avoid fights, and it's just a matter of running. That it takes like maybe 20 seconds. That's not too bad. Trying to go through the forest is the annoying part, because there's things that you have to slide through. The enemies are a lot harder to avoid. It takes a lot more time to get through the same amount of space, if that makes sense. So yeah, so since we didn't get a curse last chapter, we got to get one. We got to pick up the slack. So now we get, I believe, the rolling into a paper tube curse. So yeah, this is one of the weirder ones in the game. You don't use it too much. What you have to do is you turn into you press the R button to turn into the paper, and then you rotate the control stick, and then you'll roll into a little tube. So like now, part of me is wondering what would have happened if he had found this curse first, but whatever.
Man, this is like this guy is more and more like Stan with every time he shows up.
Well, they're actually different guys in each box. Is the thing. I guess I can talk about it now.
No, it's just the way they talk.
Oh well, you'll really like the fifth guy. The guy in the fifth chapter, I should say. But there's a legend I think that you can find by talking to a woman on some of the rooftops in the east side of Rogueport. But there's like this. They talk about the story of the 1,000-Year Door and what happened like back during the original run of the game, like the original kind of like timeline when the crystal stars were created and stuff. And there were originally 4 heroes, and it's implied that those 4 heroes from like the old legends are the spirits trapped inside the box, and being stuck in there for like a millennium has kind of warped their minds, which is kind of morbid.
Proud dicks.
Yeah, you become kind of assholes if that.
So they failed to complete their focus and became techno zombies.
Uh,
Sad.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that works.
Final Fantasy 13 would be a very fucking different game if Lightning had paper abilities.